Welcome everyone to The Devil Went Down to the Movies, our podcast where we talk about shitty movies we try to find online.
It's a branchy sort of thing.
I'm here with Trey. So, the movie we watched today, we just got done finishing it. Is called.
We really just finished watching it on fucking Netflix.
Yep. And this movie is based off of a web series or skits done by funnyordie.com. And we found this out about halfway through after looking it up.
Yeah, actually, surprisingly dry.
Funny.
For Funny or Die, I guess they decided to die, huh?
Yeah, they
certainly didn't kill him, I'm
I'm
sure.
Fell flat. Yeah. And it's really interesting. So, I found out through my research that the movie, according to IMDb, the movie was released in 2009, but according to
I have a feeling that the original series probably aired in 2009, and that IMDb homage to that, whereas the other sites are referencing the itself, which probably could have come out not last year. I keep on thinking it's 2015. Yeah.
2014. Yeah, 3 years ago. So, this movie, it starts with so this whole movie is satire.
It's very dry satire. It honestly would have been funnier if they had gone for the illusion that it was actually a real thing instead of admitting it's satire.
Yeah, instead of making the whole thing is supposed to be like a comment on Christian America and like shitty Christian.
They actually referenced a couple shitty fanatics, Christian bands in the movie that we are actually familiar with. I used to when I was a kid, but that's because I had nothing better to listen to.
But I think they're not really making a comment as much as they are just like.
Honestly, it feels like they're doing the South Park sort of thing of, look at this problem. We're going to lambast it a little bit. Yeah, well, how do we fix it? Fuck you. We're just making fun of this bullshit.
Yeah, so the movie starts off with this pastor who he goes to the doctor, and it's this snarky,
as you always find in staples of Christian movies.
Who's yeah. So they did that right. But he's like, you got a disease with your liver. And there's a big argument about. He's like, call me pastor, don't just call me Jerry. And then the snarky atheist is like, well, I went to school.
It was a dick. It was a big dick showing contest.
It's a big old argument, back and forth. Yeah, it was basically making fun of how God's not dead and all those movies like make atheists and normal people and intellectual people seem like snarky douchebags. So then our main character Jerry, he sees his son, and his son is listening to the raps music that is said verbatim, and he decides he wants to start his own Christian music, which is straight up awful idea.
There's already a ton of Christian bands. There's already rock. There's ever since the 80s. There's been a shit ton of metal. Without a doubt, there's fucking Christian rappers. Oh God, rap.
So he's got to get his band together. So he goes to Nashville, Tennessee. I think that's what he says.
I believe her name was Gloria.
Gloria. She's kind of stupid, and she's a washed up
happened to be dating a homosexual
her ex-husband was gay, and they made a lot of jokes about that. Christians hate gay people. And then she has her manager who looks like her next door neighbor.
Have you ever watched Burn Notice? If you watch Burn Notice, it looks like what's his face?
I haven't.
He looks like what's his face? One of the villain antagonists. You know that gangster guy? Wait, you don't know who I'm talking about. It was.
I've never
might have been. It's the
Campbell, right?
It's that one TV show that carried on for like one season too long.
I don't know. That's most TV shows. So yeah, and then she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna join. So then he holds his own signups, his own auditions in his town, which they make out to seem like it's a small town.
It's very much LA.
Show LA.
It's very much LA.
He's leaving town to go to. It's so LA. And then, we meet Zach, who is the Wacko Jacko, who he's all about. He loves Jesus, loves him, talks about it all the time.
Yeah,
every
much.
Other word is Jesus. So
he can't sing worth shit.
Can't sing, but I think that's supposed to be the joke. And then this girl.
She's
so
the hairdresser's daughter. I hope.
Yeah.
Thank God that this is being recorded straight from Discord, because you can't hear that fucking dog howling in the background.
So basically, now
yep.
They have 2 members, and Jerry's wife really wants to be in it, and she loves singing, and he's just basically so.
He's the oblivious protagonist.
Realize that she wants to be in the band too. Yeah. So then we have the greatest character ever. I don't remember his name, but I'm gonna call him Kobe Bryant, because he doesn't look like Kobe Bryant when he looks straight to the camera. But when you see a profile view of him, when he looks to the side,
I have a feeling they intentionally styled him to kind of give
that third or fourth year in the NBA.
No offense intended, of course, but that quote unquote vaguely African American looking look.
Yeah, he's the straight man, and he's hilarious. But he has a hand in one of the worst parts of the movie, the worst aspects of the movie, which is the whole fact that it's supposed to be a documentary. Now, at first, when we didn't realize that this was a comedy,
up until we actually looked it up, it's very ambivalent as to whether or not, hey, this could be satire. This could be done straight in a fucking horrible manner. It's really hard to tell. It's you know what this screams of, Ryan? This movie, I've been having trouble finding words for it. This movie screams of, I just moved to Los Angeles. Look, Mom, here's my first movie. And don't get me wrong, it's good for a first, but
it's more like, Mom, it's more like, Mom, I have a real job.
Here's a good example.
I make movies with my life. Yeah. And then, so Kobe Bryant, he's okay. So so the whole thing is the fact that it's supposed to be a documentary, and I thought at first that they added that in to make up for the fact they didn't have a tripod, because the entire movie is shaky, and frankly, it almost makes me nauseous how shaky the camera is the entire movie. And yeah, so it's just not.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
I just don't like that. And then there's the director or the producer of the documentary who's like throughout the entire movie, and she keeps saying, I'm not supposed to be in this. No.
Here's the thing.
Be in this. And she's always in it.
If you look at any good,
and she has a love affair.
Sorry. If you look at any good live action show, like what's it called? Like that one where the lady can't stop giving birth to fucking children. I'm pretty sure there's like 50. You know, even the cameraman or the
like
Octomom or whatever.
Talking about.
Yeah, if you look at even then, the director will sometimes directly ask questions if the person's being a bit of an idiot on camera, and there's no shame in that. They're really harshly in character, and it's kind of hard to.
But also the thing is that real documentaries.
Yeah. They actually
not shaky.
They actually almost stabilize it a bit too much. That's because you don't want it to look like fucking shit. Like good use of a little bit of artificial shake that's a bit
And there was
regular, so it
terrible
doesn't throw you off, is pretty good. But they went for organic, which
Also throughout the whole movie is like terrible headroom, which any real filmmaker would like. Like I know they were probably doing it on purpose.
even a real
Even a
mockumentary
real
doesn't
documentary
that just
filmmaker,
because
like,
it makes
would take
it
into account.
it just makes the shots disordered.
Like look
Borat
at
was fucking great.
Borat is one of my favorite movies ever. So yeah, so they have their crew now, and then
Yeah.
it kind of just goes down shit's creek from there. What do they do next? Oh, they write the song. They try to write the song, and then Zach.
I have it written down really
Wacko
quickly.
Jacko, now this is all satire, but it's so cringy because like
it's if it was unironic, it would be funny. But the is that it's so hardcore that as satire, that's why the whole movie kind of comes out kind of dry and bland. I mean, the quote is literally, "I am so tired of the liberals and their war on Christmas. We should make a song called 'Give Me Back My Manger.'"
And the number of times they mentioned
honestly,
negative light is so common.
Honestly, if they were going, if I was making this movie, I would have had a general conservative tone rather than constantly blatantly poking liberals in the fucking ribs. By the way, I try to be a moderate, but I'm more of a liberal.
We're
not gonna fucking force our ideals onto people.
I just don't like.
I can agree on those points, my dude.
Oh, yeah. So,
anyways,
but I'm also like a bro.
Another highlight by what's his face, the forgettable. Remind Jews that the New Testament is the Bible too. It's so bad.
Yes, because Jews are evil and they hate Christians and they're trying to kill
us. It just shouts, what's it called? It just shouts. Christian extremist in a way that isn't fucking funny. Maybe it's just because I've had too many experiences fucking extremely conservative Christians. Oh, funny story, if I'm allowed to digress. There's this guy who appears on campus at least once or twice a month. He literally has a sign that says, "God hates fags." It's fucking great. He has like a little speaker pack on his hip, and he has a fucking bullhorn, and he just shouts. And he just shouts either misquoted scripture from the Old Testament, the scene, the parts where God strikes down fucking Earth because God had a bad day yesterday, or he constantly vaguely threatens people with scripture and misuse Christian messages. It's great. He's literally doing the liberals' job of lambasting conservatives for us. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had at my college, we had a street preacher out in the corner yesterday, but I was actually walking by and I was listening to Let Me Tell You About episode of Christian.
Let me tell you about a really good podcast. By the way, we aren't necessarily plugging them, but I say that they're worth listening to because they're a lot better than us.
We are fans.
Well, the whole reason why we are even here is because, there is one really good night of shitposting in their general chat. By the way, they're not a shitpost. Don't spam them. Oh my god, I just realized we just sent them a shitstorm, didn't we? Oh well.
No,
fair enough.
Who watch us right now? But yeah, so the movie. This is what we're trying to avoid talking about the movie. It's fucking terrible, and there's just nothing to say about it. It's so bad in the sense that there's like nothing there. It's really trying to be edgy and funny, but it just fails. Like, people can have their opinions on Deadpool. I like Deadpool.
I can agree with you on that front. Maybe we should have had Oki here because you know, it would have been nice to have a decent. It would have been. He's a shitposting god, and he's also usually the contrarian that gives us so that an interesting discussion can happen. But I agree with you on Deadpool. It has its problems here and there, but it addresses issues. Yeah.
And it does things right.
And I love how they fucking make, instead of, you know, making a self-aware Superman movie. I love, instead of making a self-aware Superman movie, they just made a rated R version of the fucking Superman movie and just added in unnecessary scenes. Yep, the villain you shall never learn.
So basically, Jesus people. So what do they? Okay, so then they write the song. It's terrible. Am I
actually allowed to mention? I love how they were just about to go through the cover band phase, and then they literally the pastor had a straight man moment and said, "Yeah, no, fuck that."
Yeah. Okay. So they basically took the joke from South Park. They're like, let's just take a popular pop song, change the words out, change it to Jesus.
The sort of shit Chris Chan does.
And I'm like, South Park did that better. No, South Park did that better with Faith One, best Christian band.
So the song. It's fucking terrible. There's no leader. There's no sense of rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
What did I miss?
We have to go back. We have to mention briefly about Kobe Bryant.
You want to call him? The second.
I don't remember his actual character name. No. When he's first introduced, he's just there and he's talking about Sunday school. He's like in charge of the Sunday school. And
do you
Pastor
rap?
Jerry comes up to him and goes, "Do you rap?" And he's basically a straight man, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's the only good part of the movie.
Yeah.
Is Kobe Bryant.
I feel like we should remember his name because he was the best character. But again, all the characters in this were kind of forgettable. Yeah. I know that the whole point is, this is supposed to be random nobodies. They did that too well. You could literally.
But then at the end of the scene, Pastor Jay.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna make a great rapist.
So.
Which is classic.
So, do you think you're going to become a great rapist one day?
No.
Oh gosh, that's terrifying. Oh jeez.
They don't call me Big Jarrow for nothing. So they write the song. It's originally all about Jesus. And then the manager's like, this isn't going to fit too well. So we're going to make this about saving the earth. We're going to cut out everything about Jesus. And then it's going to be awesome. And then they auto-tune the shit out of it and just turn it into a house.
They actually made a joke about how it was how it's so generic that it doesn't actually fall into a genre because of how they finger. Sorry, that's later on. Go on.
Yeah. But yeah, so it sounds garbage. And then so the whole story revolves around the fact that Jerry's trying to make good music for his son. And then everyone else eventually finds out that Jerry's sick. And there's a scene where Zach, Wacko Jacko, finds out that Jerry's sick. And then he goes into a bathroom where Jerry's wife is, a public bathroom.
It looks like she spilled mascara or some sort of heavy foundation, but the issue is that I don't really know my makeups. For all I know, that looked like fucking oil makeup. Clearly, what happened is that little bum shat in her face, because that's about the tear.
And the way the scene is set, so this is all supposed to be a documentary, but the cameras are already in there when Zach runs in, which means the cameras were already there. She didn't notice, or she didn't do anything about it. And then
casually having cameras in the girls' bathroom. Clearly that's appropriate.
Yeah, no, not cameras. A camera crew.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't it heavily implied that most of the camera crew is male?
Yes, except it's heavily implied. It's I think it's made obvious because I think he speaks at one point, camera guy, and then you see the guy with the boom mic at one point, or several.
Yeah, sorry if you hear the dog in the fucking background. I really should kick that thing.
So then Jerry and his wife,
because I guess he's terminal. They believe he has a terminal illness. The plot twist is stupid. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. So then Gloria's interviewed, and it's so stupid. And then they're just trying to do stuff about like trying to promote their music, and I guess no one really wants to listen to it. But then it's really popular, but they're not making any money. But no, it's not actually popular, and people are rejecting them.
The concept of what happened that they tried to spread it throughout the Christian music sphere, and I guess the producers of the actual movie, not the movie producers, were trying to make the joke that the Christian music sphere is long since dead, and even a piece of shit passes in there. But the issue is that they never touch on it. Now we criticize them for being too on the nose about things. Yeah. But the issue is that when they're trying to be subtle, they don't actually deal with them. I guess they were trying to make the subtle doesn't mean silently fart and then make a fart joke. It means, oh, what's that smell? Sorry, go on.
But yeah, that's basically it. With that scene. So, and then Zach is in love with the girl.
Is it me or does it scream? Why did Zach's character scream? Have part-time scream rapist, part-time scream 10-year-old in a 13-year-old, and not even a 15-year-old's body. Pretty much, yeah.
You mean like a 25-year-old's body? Yeah, like a 9-year-old and 25-year-old's body. Basically, that's what he is. And
purity culture fucking sucks, by the way. But that's an episode for later.
And you can tell based on her face, he's like, we can give each other our virginity one day. And based on her face, you can tell. But the character, I don't know about the real girl. I don't know her. But you can tell the character has had someone has ran a train on her multiple times. She has taken it hard.
Yeah, she's not taking it well because her friend just tried to avoid being friend zoned. Nice guy.
Yeah, he's like but he's basically like no, but she's obviously been like the character. You can tell from her like reaction to it that she's like, oh, I'm not really a virgin. But so Zach's a piece of shit, fucking worst character in the movie because he's honestly, so cringy the whole time.
It's like two Christian jokes.
I feel
Zach is to what autism jokes are to Christian. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I feel like Jerry is like that middle area between the cringiness and
the black guy, the pastor. Can I be honest? He's
the pastor.
Dad. The issue is that while he wasn't cringy at those friends, he screamed fucking dad jokes.
Yeah. What's the next scene in the movie? And then they go to an awards show and they sing and people hate them, but they were nominated for an award, but everyone hates them. So it's all just kind of inconsistent. And there's a lot of continuity.
Oh, there's even worse continuity errors with the place. It's great.
So then, okay, so
let's continue on and leave the plot twist for the end.
No.
I think it makes more sense if we leave it confused because the plot twist is fucking disappointing and confusing. Can we save the big bombshell for the end?
What else did they talk about in between?
The music video they put together was literally the worst, most toxic thing I've ever heard.
Oh, okay. So it started out with a music video, and the whole joke is that there's a guy dressed up
saving the Twin Tower,
and he saves the Twin Tower from falling over.
I'm surprised that they didn't.
Oh, and
I'm surprised the guy didn't compare the Twin Towers to the Tower of Babylon.
So they also got 2 black babies.
And
he was mad because they weren't skinny and babies.
Honestly, I'm surprised that he didn't ask for, crack babies.
This is a quality of film right here. This is the edge level. Yeah,
fair enough. Babies. Yeah, no, they're
mixed up.
Those 2 things are completely opposite.
Yeah.
And there's a subplot after this where the guy takes the fucking video, takes the fucking music video, and takes some of the green screen and puts it to some sort of extremely radical, extremely left oriented. Now I'm a left oriented person, but it takes it global war.
Well, no, it's supposed to be the generic.
No, here's the thing. It was so far left, it started curving around a little, and it almost seemed like a right joke.
What do you mean? It was just the Earth on fire and some paint.
You forgot about the Earth exploding again.
The desert, and then the Earth exploded. That was the best part. Because I'm like, what is this?
The only way how that could have been better is if the fucking Death Star fucking shot laser into the fucking Earth.
Now, I will give them this. If this group of people went and made the Star Wars movies,
let's be honest, though, because nobody's monitoring George Lucas, anything's better than the fucking prequels.
Yeah. At least just episode 1 and 2. Episode 3 is possible. Below average.
That's arguable. We could save that for another episode. So after this, there's because of the fact that there's 2 versions of this song. The central one of the middling conflicts for the end is that the church turns their back on it because I tried to do, and they actually referenced a song, a specific band, Mercy, which I'm sad to say I have actually listened to before, and the Christian music community turns their back on them, and then at the end at the awards show, one of the members, what's his face, Zach, what's his name, or literally has an explosion saying, "We're supposed to be a Christian band. What the fuck are you guys doing? Blah 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 blah."
Oh yeah, and then he goes, "Who cares about the environment? We're all just gonna die in a fiery ball of death." I mean, literally anybody who's in that position knows to fucking do that. Take the trophy and go home, even if it is a consolation trophy. So, long story short, exactly.
We come to the end. What's his face? The shitty producer that what's her name? Gladys, Gloria, something. Yeah, Gloria. Oh, Gloria. No. The girl that comes in, the lady that they go to first in fucking Nashville. No.
Oh, I thought you were the producer of the
producer Gloria dragged along, who looks like Icicle or whatever the fuck his name is from fucking Burn Notice. He fucking tries to spin it as, as the pastor's fucking swan song because he's fucking dying. It's fired. He's kind of a scumbag, so nobody feels bad about him. I guess he was supposed to be like the greedy fucking atheist businessman, but cringy because
Yep.
I mean, he had some good ideas. The issue is that nobody in this movie is a protagonist or an antagonist. They're all just kind of mediocre assholes. You don't have opinions on them because you don't get to form any opinions on them. They're all just kind of equally unlikable. Aside from the straight man who literally got the only good ending out of this.
Yeah.
So he tries to spit. So Icicle tries to spit. Icicle, or whatever the fuck his name, just spit it as a swan song. He gets fired. And then it comes to the big plot twist.
Okay. So we said earlier that this whole story is predicated on the fact
a terminal
that
disease.
Jerry has a non-catatonic coma in his liver, which he said some other
Thinking
words.
back on those words, because I'm paying attention.
But just as a jumble.
Actually, they make perfect sense. No sense. They negate themselves equally. It's literally not a catatonic state. A coma is literally called a catatonic state. A non-catatonic coma is literally an oxymoron.
Okay, so, and then they say everyone's talking about the fact he's sick, and they go, he has something, what was it, overacting metabolism or something like that? And then the son looks it up, and he's like, you mean diabetes? I just had diabetes the whole time? And I'm like, wait, what happened with his liver? That was the whole reason.
I mean, I guess they're making fun of, people who are uneducated because they live in bumfuck nowhere, but
also it's all like, oh, it's all fine the whole time.
Am I allowed to say really quickly my fuck yous to this movie? Okay, first off, fuck you movie. I'm not getting that hour and a half back. No, that was 2.5 hours, wasn't it? Motherfucker. Second of all,
all the time we took talking about
the doctor specifically brought livers and liver failure. The pink, whereas you really, I guess you could argue connectivity, but diabetes is directly connected to pinks, so fuck you. Non-catatonic coma, fuck me in the ass. That's literally an antonym.
Okay, so also he mentioned in the movie
actually you can
take pills.
have some oral forms of depending upon whether it's type 1 or type 2, they have some oral forms of insulin. Yeah, it's probably type 2. So if you're going for insulin or RNA based counters for it, you can actually take some pills. It's just that you can't get around that with type 1 though. The thing is with type 1, your liver, the movie got me fucking confused. The pancreas literally shut down. With type 2, you have some saving that you can do.
So yeah. So basically, when they find out he just has diabetes, everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's a miracle! You're gonna live!" And then Kobe Bryant goes.
Literally, he is the only good character in that movie, and the issue is that he's not a good character because his character arc is interesting. He's a good character because he's the only bearable straight man in the fucking movie.
Yeah, and the things he says and does are actually funny.
And
so yeah, that's basically where the movie ends. Then we find out that Zach has gone to Bob Jones University, which I didn't know where that was.
Congratulations! I guess you have another.
It's in Greenville,
I guess if this
in Greenville, South Carolina. Thank you, South Carolina. Wait a minute, I just remembered. There are people who went to my high school.
Congratulations! If this wasn't a documentary, if this was actually a real documentary, I guess you'd have another person to add to, the sexual offenders list.
Yep. It's not as good as Grizzly Man, but as a document.
Is it a documentary or a mockumentary? Oh.
No, it's a documentary. It's about a real guy who got killed by a bear, and they took the footage. He took.
Isn't it like that one book about what's his face? The guy who in the early, I think 80s or 90s went to fucking Alaska and died of of potato poisoning.
Oh no, this is someone, but this is a guy who went to Alaska every summer,
I got mauled
and
by
went to
her.
live with bears, and he eventually got mauled by one.
Great. Please tell me the
His
girlfriend was pregnant, so that a fetus died too. Because why? God damn it.
No, I don't think so. He was also kind of a hippie and really liked drugs, and he there was some amazing outtakes because he was trying to make his own nature documentary show he was going to sell to people once he had enough footage. And there was like videos of him where this fox steals a cat, and he goes, "You motherfucker!" And it's just so funny. And it's like this soft-spoken guy, but then he just starts. And we watched this in my TV production class.
Was the purpose of that showing how not to do some things?
No, it was just about how documentaries were made. Like,
okay.
Teaching us about what documentaries.
So should we cover the epilogue? Yeah.
Well, so this movie's garbage. What do you rate it out of?
It's hard to say because had it been ironic, had they tried to pitch it as an unironic movie, it would have actually been kind of funny. But the issue is that that's so ironic that it tries to take its irony seriously. If that makes any sense, they literally pulled a try hard on this. It's.
Yep. I give it a 3 out of 10.
I mean, I'd have to either say a 3 or a 2. My issue is that again, I'm definitely not getting the. I'm definitely not getting. Look, I'm checking how long the movie was, because I'm not getting that hour and a half
it's
back.
An hour and 28 minutes.
Yeah, it was a waste of an hour and a half on literally a pointless movie. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that's our synopsis of Jesus People the movie. Yeah. You can follow us you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Devil Went Down to Podcast, or you can follow us on Podbean, devilwentdownpod.podbean.com. Thank you very much.
Yep.
I'm Ryan, and this is Trey.
See you next episode. Hopefully, honestly, this might have been bad enough to where we might have lost one person.
Well, lose one.
Well, hopefully one step backwards, 2 steps forward. We'll see.